The first season on Grey's Anatomy was really contentious with the network. They just were fighting her so much. And eventually she's like, they want to cancel this show. So I'm just going to make the show I want to make because this is all I'm going to get. So cut to following your instincts leads to a 20 season run. My first big break was as an assistant editor on the pilot of Grey's Anatomy. And I'd been doing a lot of like crappy kind of Lifetime, USA TV, whatever MOWs, one big Tom Cruise movie, and then the pilot of Grey's. And when I got to that, I was like, oh my God, TV is the place for me because I was an athlete in college and I love a team. I love a team environment. And I had found features to be kind of isolating. Like I actually never wanted to work in my home because I'm like, my home is my home and I want my work to be with like my work team. So I loved Grey's when we started that first season. It was, a hallway right above the main sound stage. And we had three editors and three assistants and the whole post team. And you could walk downstairs and see, the wardrobe people. And it just was it's like what you want that experience to be, which is another reason why I think remote work is not that advantageous for people because it's part of why you want to get in the business is just to like walk around the film studio and everything. So Grey's just, as soon as we got to that, I was like, oh my God, this is it. This is like exactly what I want to do. And it's comedy, it's drama, it's feminist. It's like the women characters were so amazing. It was so different from, say, Sex and the City, which was the other big show for young women at that time. And I was like, I don't relate to that, but I relate to this. These like competitive, intelligent, highly educated, yet still interested in relationships and friendships, smart ladies. So I loved getting to sort of support those characters. And I still love hearing, I mean, the show's still on the air. It's amazing. Season 20 right now. And it's still inspiring a lot of women to become doctors. And I think that's incredible. We're making the show that the showrunner wants. That lesson was ingrained in me on Grey's Anatomy with Shonda because the Shonda Rhimes, the original the first season on Grey's Anatomy was really contentious with the network, and they just were fighting her so much. And eventually, she's like, "They want to cancel this show, so I'm just gonna make the show I want to make, and because this is all I'm gonna get." you know. And so, cut to following your instincts leads to a 20 season run. So I think
Mhm.
she learned this really strong lesson, and I just learned to trust her instincts, and so on the mix stage, like literally my guiding mantra is this what Shonda wants? Like she's the only audience member I care about. Those early days on Grey's, the show was very comedic. It was like, and they did a great job of establishing connection to character through comedy. So then when you really liked these characters, they started, of course, torturing them with melodrama. And so then it was even more effective. Just to connect to the audience. And so then, of course, once they did that, once they got their hooks in the audience, it became a super tearjerker for several years. And at that point, I was like, oh, and I was on that show for 11 years. I cut 70 episodes. And I think right after Sandra Oh and Patrick Dempsey left, I was just like, this is a different show now. And they had really made it special. And I was, really feeling that sense of I kind of wish this show was funnier and not so tragic all the time. And I remember how it used to be. So I called up Claire, who I had reconnected with, and said, "Can you help guide me like on getting into comedy?" And so she really vouched for me and helped me get into some half hours.